Hello dear students, good morning to all of you. As we have discussed about the public, private and global enterprises in the previous class as the revision, now today we will revise our fourth chapter, that is business services. As we have discussed in details about the forms of the business, today we will discuss in details too about the business services. Dear students, this is the business services which helps to increase the industries in the country. Until or unless business services are not going to be provided, if the business are not facilitated, then it is quite impossible to get the industrial development in the country. So for enhancing the industrial development in the country, basically commerce consists of trade and auxiliaries to trade, which we have already stated and discussed, and these auxiliaries are known as the business services. And these auxiliaries are going to be treated as business services, and these services are accelerating the growth and development of the business enterprise nowadays. As we know, without the business services it is quite impossible to increase the number of industries, increase the number of business in the country. And until or unless if the business are not getting its growth and development, then it is quite impossible to remove unemployment opportunity, growth of economy and providing growth of economy. It is quite impossible. So first of all, before knowing about details of the different auxiliaries to trade, or we can say different business services, first of all we have to know about the nature of business services. Dear students, the nature of business services which we are studying today, these are basically a kind of intangible force, because as we know that services cannot be seen or touched or not smelled. It can be just felt. It can only be felt that the business are going to be benefited due to availing these facilities. Like if we are getting the treatment of the doctor, we are getting the services from the doctor, but we can feel it that we have got the services from the doctor and we are getting well. So these are a kind of intangible force, or we can say these have intangibility. Second is inconsistency. Dear students, if we are talking about the business services, different customers have different demands and expectations. For example, mobile services, beauty parlor. So if these services are going to be provided, the customers are going to be benefited in different way and their expectations are different too. Now the next term, that is inseparability. Inseparability means, as we know that production and consumption, these two are most preferred term which runs simultaneously, but for making its growth and development, ATM may replace the clerk, but presence of customer is must. So here customer is also there, but ATM is playing the role of the production of money, where money is going to be provided to the customers or consumers. Now next is inventory loss. As we know that service cannot be stored for future use or performed earlier to be consumed at the later date. For example, utilized capacity of hotels and airlines during slacks demand cannot be stored for future when there will be a peak demand. So dear students, business services cannot be stored for future. So we can say that it is a kind of inventory loss. It means whenever the work is going on, that services are going to be provided that time, that services cannot be stored for the future use. Now if we are talking about the involvement, so participation of the customer in the service delivery is must. For example, a customer can get the service modified according to a specific requirement. So dear students, these were the nature of the business services, and in which most of the important term is intangibility, inconsistency and inseparability. So now we will discuss about the different types of the services. So dear students, the business services has been divided into three types. First is social services, second is personal services, and third is business services. So services has been divided into three types. Social services are basically those services which are provided by those organizations which are not running for the purpose of the profit, which are running for the motive of providing services to the society or upliftment of the society by providing different kinds of services like healthcare and education, etc. Second is personal services. Personal services are different services which are going to be availed by the particular person, like customers, tourism, restaurant, etc. So these are a kind of personal services. Now the third term, that is business services. So dear students, business services used by business enterprises to conduct their activities smoothly. For example, banking, insurance, communication, warehousing and transportation. Dear students, these are different business services which are going to be used in different business organizations so that a business enterprise can improve its business enterprise can accelerate its growth and development. So dear students, in this term today we will discuss first business services, that is banking. So before knowing about the different banking services or different services which are going to be provided by the banks, first of all we have to know about the banks. So dear students, banks are the place or the kind of business which are going to be provided for getting the payment or encouraging the habit of saving among the people, and they mobilize small savings and channelize them into productive use. As we know, this is the concept of dead money and live money. So as we are keeping our money at home, this is dead money because money cannot reproduce money. But if we are saving our money into different banks, these banks are providing interests on our savings, and this savings will help to increase the amount of the deposit. As we have deposited the amount, due to interest, our savings are going to be increased, or we can say money is producing the money. So banks attracts or bank encourages the people to save their money and make the investment. Now if we are talking about the definition of the bank, so first of all we have to know about the bank. So basically bank is a combination of French word "banque" and a phrasal word "bancon", which means a kind of trust. So bank refers a kind of institution which deals in money and credit, which collects deposits from the public and supplies credit, thereby facilitating exchange. It also performs many other functions like credit creation, agency function, general services, etc. Hence, a bank is an organization which accepts deposits, lends money, perform other agencies functions. And these all functions are going to be provided by that business enterprise, that organization, because we have our trust on that bank. Until or unless if we don't have a kind of trust, then it is quite impossible that we are going to deposit our money by being in queue or making a queue for depositing the amount. So dear students, this is the matter of the trust where we are going to deposit our amount. Now if we are talking about the functions of the bank, first of all, banks has been divided into three parts. First is commercial bank, second is cooperative bank, and third is central bank. Central bank is basically known as Reserve Bank of India, and cooperative banks, there are different cooperative banks which are running under the Cooperative Society Act or Banking Companies Act. And third is commercial banks. Dear students, commercial banks are the banks which are doing a business of accepting deposits and lending the money to the required persons. This is the commercial bank which circulates, which helps in providing loan to each and every people who are required for it. So today we will discuss about the functions of the commercial bank. So this function has been divided into two categories. First is primary function and second is secondary function. In the primary function, it has been divided into two types. It means the commercial banks has two primary functions. First is accepting the deposits and second is lending the money. If we are talking about the accepting the deposits, commercial banks uses to accept the money from the public as deposits. For this, bank offer different types of bank account to suit the requirement and need of the different customers, and the customers uses to deposit their money in a different way in a different account available in the bank. So if we discuss it in details, first is fixed deposit account. This is the account in which bank is going to accept the deposits from the public in a different way, or we can say that the people are going to deposit their money for a fixed period in which the fixed amount is going to be deposited at once, and that amount can be withdrawn after the expiry of the specific period. And usually the rate of interest is maximum in this account because this is meant for a longer period deposit, and on this deposit the rate of interest is always higher in context of other deposits. Next is current deposit account. Dear students, in current deposit account, this is generally opened for businessmen. This account holders are basically businessmen because businessmen can deposit their money and make their withdrawals by check, and there is no interest paid on current account. Rather, charges are taken by the banks for service rendered by it, because a lot of money can be deposited and withdrawn at once in a day, and several times the deposit and withdrawal can be made. So dear students, current deposit account is allowed to the businessman customers. Now next is saving deposit account. This aim of a saving account is to mobilize saving of the public. A person can open this account by depositing a small sum of money, and he can withdraw money from his account and make a decent deposit at will, because account holder also gets in this account holder also gets interest on his deposits. In this account, the rate of interest is lower than the rate of interest on fixed deposit account. After that, next is recurring deposit account. It is a type of saving bank in which deposit is excess of a particular limit get automatically transferred into fixed deposit. On the other hand, in case of adequate fund is not available in our saving bank account, so as to honor a check that we have issued, the required amount gets automatically transferred from fixed deposit to the saving bank account. Therefore, the account holder has twin benefits. From this account, he can earn more interest and it lowers the risk of dishonoring the check. So, dear students, multiple option deposit account is there in which one person is depositing the amount in saving deposit account and he can withdraw it, but if the deposit is less than the required amount, they can also withdraw the amount from the fixed deposit and interest rate is higher than. Now if we are talking about the recurring deposit account, so the aim of rendering deposit is to encourage regular saving by people and can deposit a fixed amount. For example, if a person is depositing rupees 100 per month for a fixed period, then that person has to deposit, have to deposit a certain, the fixed amount, that is rupees 100 for the fixed period, and on which the rate of interest is rapid on maturity. The rate of interest on its account is also higher than in context of the saving deposit account. So dear students, basically a bank accepts deposits in these 5 ways. Now if we are talking about the loans, so dear students, a commercial bank provide loan. This is the second functions of the bank, that is a commercial bank provides loan and lend money with the help of money collected through the various types of deposit. Commercial bank lend finance to businessmen, farmers and others. The main ways of lending money are as follows. First is term loan. Term loan is basically known as the loan which is given for a certain period. Either it is house loan, home loan, car loan or personal loan given for the certain time period. This is known as term loan. Second is bank overdraft. A customer who maintains the current account, they have also the kind of facility that they can overdraw the amount from the bank from the expected limit available in the bank. For this, they have to give an application in the bank for overdrawn facility, and they can avail the facility of the overdraft as they required. They can overdraw the amount from the bank. Usually this is also a kind of lending, and these lendings are also helpful for getting interest from the customers by the bank. Now third type of lending, that is cash credit. Under this arrangement, the bank advances cash loan up to a specific limit against current account, current assets and other securities. The securities, the bank opens an account in the name of the borrower and allows him to withdraw the borrowed money from time to time subject to the sanctioned limit. Interest is charged on the amount actually withdrawn. So dear students, next term is, that is discounting of bill. Dear students, in discounting of bill, under this facility, the bank gives money to its customer on the security of a bill of exchange before the expiry of the bill in ease of customer needs. For this service, bank charges discount for the remaining period of the bill. So these were the primary functions of the bank. So dear students, I think today you have got the primary functions. Tomorrow we will discuss about the next functions and the next different services provided by the different business units, that is secondary functions and insurance company and all. Till then, thank you.